If you're down to just scraps of bread in your bread bin and you hate going to the shops, then a foolproof solution is just to make your own. Unless you don't have the ingredients, in which case you do still have to go to the shops. I really love watching cooking videos on YouTube. So I thought, seeing as how we're still in the midst of the 2020 coronavirus lockdown here in the UK, that I would have a go at making some myself. I love a good project, I love YouTube, I love food, so that just seemed like the natural thing to do for me to try. There's a few things that I know I want to make, but I thought I would start with just the absolute basics, something that I have made before, something that I know I can do reasonably well without screwing it up too often, and that is bread. So I'm doing this entirely for myself, so no need to like or subscribe unless you would like to, but I do think you should give this recipe a go. I feel like that's the yeast you could do. This recipe is adapted from one available on the BBC Good Food website, link in the description. You'll need bread flour for gluten, oil for lubrication, yeast for elevation, water for wetness, and salt for flavour. Start by testing your yeast. Mix it with some of your water and a pinch of sugar and check that it colonises the bowl, so to speak. You want growth and bubbles. Add your flour and salt to a large mixing bowl. Pour in your yeast concoction, the rest of the water, and then the oil. Then give it all a really good mix. Now it's time to knead your dough. So turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. There's lots of ways of doing this, but I use the stretch, slam and turn method. Use your dominant hand to stretch the dough, holding it in place with the other hand, then slam the stretched end down on the grounded end. Turn the dough through 90 degrees and repeat. Do this for 10 minutes. Form your dough into a smooth ball and then put it back into the mixing bowl covered with cling film and leave it to rise for a couple of hours. It's now time to shape your loaf. Don't feel the need to remind yourself how to do this prior to trying. It'll turn out fine. Just make random folds until it becomes clear that you don't actually remember what you're meant to be doing. And at that stage, simply unfold and roll into a tube. Tuck in the edges so that no seam is showing, and then give your bread a reassuring pat. Transfer to a baking sheet lined with greaseproof paper and leave to rise for 1 more hour. Feel free to dust your risen loaf with flour or make intricate cuts around the surface if you are feeling fancy. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes. I don't feel qualified to advise as to when your bread is actually done, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. go. That's episode 1 done of Adam's adventures in lockdown. I hope that you enjoyed it, but more than that, I hope that you are safe and well wherever you are. Thanks for watching.